Helen Drum, Business Manager of Canberra Repertory.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us on Channel Vision.
It's a pleasure.
Big year for you, Helen. 2012, 80 years of Canberra Rep. How significant is that to you?
To me, very. I've actually been involved with Rep for over 20 years, and not on this role, but as a volunteer, and it's been immensely rewarding for me to be able to be involved in theatre here. But it's a great challenge. I mean, it's really exciting. It's really interesting work. We deal with lots of people. We have a great volunteer base here, which does most of the technical work, the volunteer things, all the things to do with the shows, and just keeping us all going. So it's great.
So how does Rep celebrate its 80th year? What sort of things do you have across the year to celebrate the year?
Well, I mean, initially when we devised the season, it was really thinking about how we could celebrate in lots of levels. One, in how we chose the shows we did. The first one we actually scheduled was one we'd done 25 years ago, and as Pride and Prejudice, and that was really quite an amazing show, and it really kicked off the season well. We've also got lots of internal things organised where we've got programs of unearthing skeletons in the cupboard of old programs and old plays, and we've had film nights of these shows so that members could come and have a look. We've also organising, fortunately, an exhibition at the local Canberra Museum and Gallery, as we are a very big part of the Canberra community, and we hope that that will be a really exciting thing for people to go and see. And we've also had some interest from the local libraries, things to come and to put exhibitions in their spaces and things like that. So hopefully we're just sort of getting all of that information out for people, and it'll be really good.
It started in 1932 with a breakaway. The initial group, we're really testing my memory now, I think it was called the Canberra Arts and Literature Society, something like that. And they were doing a production of Hay Fever, which in 1932, of course, was a very, very new play. And there was an argument over the cost of jazz garters. Some person said the cast should provide for them, and I think his name was Dr. Knott, who was the producer and the director and the everything else, I think, of the play, said no, the company should provide them. So there was a big stoush. And he took his actors and they formed Canberra Repertory. And the name is remembered in the cost of jazz garters, which is the first 50 years, the history of our first 50 years that Anne Godfrey Smith produced for us, and also commemorated in our successor to Music Hall, which has had 3 incarnations, jazz garters.
Something appealing, something appalling, something for everyone, variety tonight.
Nothing too smooth, nothing too rough.
Bring on the sketches of vaudeville and stuff.
Where do you see Repertory's role within the arts sits within the ACT?
We're very much part of Canberra's history. I mean, we've been here for almost the whole of Canberra's history. At 80, we're one of the oldest continuing theatre companies in the country, if not perhaps the world. I mean, theatre companies come and go and come, and we seem to be able to ride the wave. And we've had some very good times, and we've had some very lean times. And so I think that continuity and that history is very important. It doesn't mean we should be stuck in the past, but it gives us a cachet that no one else can come near. we have an extremely good reputation outside of Canberra, so that very good people want to come and work for us. And I think that's important, that is kept in mind, because it does we provide quality, and we provide consistent quality, whether it's to everybody's taste or not. We do, and I think that's our great strength, and that's because people want to come and work for us, and very talented people want to come and work for us.
It's a fully operational, quite a traditional theatre space. There's we have the entry foyer area, box office, and then once you go through the doors into the auditorium, we've got a 188 seat theatre, which has performance space and then dressing rooms and rooms behind. We are pretty much able to do anything there. When we came into this space in 1973, we actually built a secondary stage and put a revolve in, and so we've got quite a few interesting things there. It was the original Canberra High School hall, so we've really built it into the shape it is now, and put lighting rigs up. All of the buyer boxes are there. Everything's been put in there, and so it becomes it's quite an amazing little space. We do hire it out occasionally to other community groups. So that's really great. When we actually running our shows, we have a membership base of about 250 people. We have about 126 fully, throughout the year, people who contribute to what we do. So that's just great.
Rep doesn't seem to have a problem to attract, hold on to and develop artistic talent, the technical talent that's required for theatre and everything. On the business side of things, what are some of the challenges that you face as an organisation? Because obviously you're getting the arts community involved. There's a lot more emphasis in the 21st century. Yeah, money.
Money. We are self-funded. We do get help from the government. They maintain the outer fabric of the theatre, but all this is ours. We want lights, we buy lights. We need sound equipment, we buy sound equipment. They did put the seating in because that was an operational health and safety thing. And thank you very much, ACT government. And we rely, because we're not funded, we rely heavily on a cash flow. And there are times, you can't have the theatre open every night. So we've diversified a little bit. The business, as opposed to the theatre company, runs a booking agency for other places. That brings us in a hefty sum of money. We hire the theatre. That brings us in income. Last year we had a sponsorship from Actu Corporation. Thank you very much, Actu. We are registered as a tax deductible organisation, and we do rely on donations, and we have some very, very generous and consistent donors. So that helps, especially with having to get capital equipment and things like that. But yeah, my main, artistically, we paddle along. We can always pull it out at the last minute. And you never know whether anything's going to work or not until it does or it doesn't. That's the nature of the beast. But yeah, keeping our audiences and keeping the cash flow. And I think theatre, this sort of theatre, still has a role to play.
We're moving on. We're currently programming 2013 and looking at 2014. Next year is the Canberra centenary as well, but we are looking at building our audiences, but also building our technical base and encouraging younger people to come through. So we're trying to build that awareness of what we do and how people can interact with us, and just build that and keep going forward.
Helen, lovely to talk to you. Congratulations on
Thank
80
you.
years as an organisation.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
All
Thank
the
you.
best for the rest of the year and for next year's season.
Thank you very much, Steve.